Today should be a fun one. I'm going to talk to you about the value of a buyer agent and how you can make sure people actually see you as valuable versus, well, a waste of money. My name is Janine Sasso. I'm the founder and owner of the Hyperlocal Agent. And one of the things that we do is help agents with geographic farming and direct mail marketing. Now, on this podcast, I do try to highlight a lot of episodes about the marketing and the fun stuff we do, but I also go into the nitty-gritty of being an agent since, well, I am one myself. And here is a little bit of story time. I had a post inside one of our local Facebook groups come up, and that person was asking for a buyer agent who would be willing to work on a flat fee. Now, you can imagine there was a lot of people saying, oh, I can do it, and give me a call for an interview. And there was also a lot of people saying, good luck with that. You get what you pay for. And I'm sure you've seen the images of, somebody saying, I can do it for cheaper. Then you have a really good tattoo, and then you have a really bad tattoo, right? And you know where somebody actually spent some money. Again, having us agents being perceived as not valuable is a big problem, right? Because you and I know that we do a whole lot more, at least most of us, I should say, than opening a door. And when you are considering all the things that you are there for is oftentimes something the public doesn't see, right? I do think a good buyer agent needs to have killer negotiation skills. If you have not gotten certified as a negotiation expert, if you haven't done more than just the basic training on negotiation, like literally your livelihood, I think it's time to make this a priority for this upcoming year. Because at the end of the day, this is actually what you paid for, to negotiate like your life depends on it. And yes, total book plug, never split the difference. If you haven't read it, pick it up, read it. It's a good start, and you can go so much further in your negotiation journey. But here's also the other part, the part that many times people forget to explain. If I have a buyer I am working with, I'm going to pull out all the stops. What does it mean? That means for me, I'm really getting nitty-gritty on where do you actually want to live. So my personal rule of thumb, I do not work with everybody that's all over the place. My job is not to drive you all over the place. My job is to find out what is it that you really want, eliminate the choices that are really not going to be something you're going to go for, right? And that happens through conversation. Time is one of the most precious things. I will be out there previewing a property, and I will tell you, hey, I've been there. This is how it's done based on this. You decided you didn't want a house like that, right? You gotta be really straight up with your client. This is not HGTV. We are not just gonna drive people around. Why? Because we are here to protect their time with their family, right? You can send all the looky-loos, the open house list, to go ahead and have a look on their own time. Not a problem. Here's my buyer open house pass. Make sure you take a picture, and when you go at open houses, just show it to the agent, which, by the way, if you use GeoCentral, it will text you, hey, your buyer is currently out looking at houses when you set it up correctly. All right, so back to this. When you're really looking at trying to explain value of a buyer agent to a potential buyer, I do suggest you kick off with a very, very interesting thing, which is a question. Do you have insurance? Yes, just that. Do you have insurance? If they already own a house, do you have insurance for your house? Great. This is kind of what a buyer agent is like. If you are talking to somebody that's renting, right? If you already thought about life insurance, or do you think you're going to get insurance for your house? Any of these things will lead to a yes in them understanding, while sometimes things are invisible, they are very important. Now, that is obviously just the leading in factor to the conversation. The next part you want to do is you want to have a value add. Because if your value add is simply, oh, I know how to negotiate, so do a lot of other agents, right? So for example, another value add that we absolutely love using, especially because of geographic farming, is because when I had opportunities to get my buyer a house before it was listed, this helped them beat the competition. If I had inspection repairs where I was able to negotiate every single thing for my buyers, this now helps them save money as well. So you can continue building on to things that you've done, you've accomplished, stories that you can tell to these buyers, letting them know that they will be in good hands and the money invested in your services is money well spent. And we can continue on going about how buyers are overpaying for properties because they think, whatever is listed is a great price, seller overpriced it, but because they didn't have an agent, nobody ran a comparable market analysis, letting the buyer believe it was a great deal, but actually it wasn't. The stories that are out there are so many that I think you can really build a solid buyer presentation. And again, is it something that you should have in place? Absolutely yes. This is something that you should perfect. This is something that we believe every good agent need to have. Our shock and awe packages have expanded to include our buyers as well. So we want to make sure when they select their agent, they have interviewed, they have made the choices. We're actually encouraging them to figure out, where are you going to get the best bang for your buck? Where are you going to get the best representation? If you have to go to the doctor, are you going to settle with flat fee, or are you actually wanting somebody that got your back, that will go and do the work it takes to find a house in the market we're in? So I hope you found this helpful. Again, it is the year of the value proposition, so make sure you get yours in line. And if the next time somebody says, is a buyer agent even worth it? You now have some ammunition to educate them and tell them why you are worth every single cent. See you at the next episode.